I'm about to give you the craziest crime story on the internet today, guaranteed. When you finish hearing this story, I want you to share in the comment if you know of a more wilder, crazier, and sicker crime report than the one that I'm about to give you right now. Welcome to the Pen and the Shank, the most unusual and unique crime and prison channel experience on YouTube. Man, I'm about to give this to you. Let's get right into it. Kentucky man covered in fur arrested after allegedly being caught having sex with a deer. You heard that correct, with a deer. This is coming from WKRC, and it's coming from February 23rd, 2026, this morning. And we're going to jump right into the article. And this is what it says, coming from Henderson, Kentucky, WKRC. A Kentucky man was arrested after he allegedly engaged in sexual activity with a deceased animal. That's right. He didn't just have sex with a deer, but he had sex with a dead deer. How the deer got deceased, I don't know. I don't have no clue. Maybe he ran it over. Maybe he shot it. Maybe he cut it with a buck knife like Rambo. I don't know. Let's just finish the story. According to WEHT, Alan Osborne, right there, that's him. Tell me he don't look like he was having sex. Tell me he don't look. He looks like he's guilty that he was having sexual affairs with a deer, a dead deer. That's how he looks. Look at him. He's hanging his head low. This dude's shameful. He knows he got caught. All right. Alan Osborne, him, was taken into custody after he allegedly engaged in sexual relations with a dead deer. When speaking with the outlet, the Central City Police Department said that a man was driving through an area in Muhlenberg County when he noticed a man allegedly engaged in sexual intercourse with a deer on the side of the road. My man didn't even go into the woods to hide what he was doing, because this must be so normal that when he sees a dead deer on the side of the road, he gets out and gets busy, gets to pumping a deer, a dead deer. This is so sick and disturbing. This is what's going on in our societies. And I've had it in my videos before. I told y'all there were people who worked the prison farm who were hitting sheeps and goats. And they would go back there talking about that the sheeps and the goats menstruated like a woman. This stuff is very sick. But on the Pen and the Shank, I have to give y'all the sick and disturbing and disgusting because it's my responsibility as a content creator who's giving you unusual and unique crime and prison related stories. And this one is as unusual and unique as it gets. It should be considered sick and disturbing as it gets. But let's finish. The witness then called 911 per the report. Imagine driving down the street, going home after Bible study. Yeah, you got your music on. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, what the? Yeah, you see that. Dude having relationships with a sheep. With a deer on side the road. This stuff is so insane, man. You hear these stories on these content creators' channels of stuff that people see. You know what I mean? You don't know if a demon was manifesting through this man while he was pumping a deer. When law enforcement arrived on the scene, they reportedly found Osborne covered in deer fur and blood, according to the outlet. Dude was naked with deer blood and deer fur all over his body, like he plucked a chicken, except he plucked the deer. Plucked the deer. Literally was plucking the deer. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on, y'all. Osborne was arrested and charged with the following per WEHTC's report: sexual crimes against animals. He was taken to the Muhlenberg County Detention Center where he was being held. Yeah, him right there again. This dude is in jail, and this dude is obviously going to go to prison. He should share in the comments. Should this fool go to prison for pumping a deer on side the road that was dead while he was nude, and he had deer fur? Man, you see how this is a big old man. A deer is a big old animal. I'm guessing when the dude drove by, he was mounting the deer, and he was just to the deer, and but the deer was dead. So he was the only one who had any animation in his body. I guess the deer was, and then the fur got on him and the blood, and this turns him on. We are depraved as a society and so numb from the things that we see that people are taking it upon themselves. And this ain't uncommon to Kentucky. In Louisiana last year, when I was looking for stories to do, And I did one story. I might have did a story and I have to check out my library. If not, I'll do it again later. We'll see. But people were pumping dogs in Louisiana. Multiple people were arrested and charged with animal cruelty and indecent behavior with an animal because they were having sexual relationships with dogs. Men. They got women who do it too. There's this thing where people have intimate relationships with dogs. And now dead deers, sheep and goats in prison. Man, this stuff is crazy, y'all. I don't know what to say, man. What this dude was thinking, man. I wonder what has to happen in your mind for you to see a dead animal aside the road and say, I wonder. And you go from, I wonder to pulling on side the road, parking your car, or maybe this dude just walked he was stalking through the wooded line like a coyote or a bobcat. Like a wolf looking for his victim. And maybe he jumped on a live deer and bit it like a werewolf. You hear the stories. They got some crazy stuff out there now. Human hybrids. People doing weird things. Witchcraft. Seances. But this was not, I don't think, demonic. Or maybe, it was demonic, but I don't think he opened up a pentagram and put the deer on it. He just was pumping the deer on the side of the road so he didn't move the carcass. He just went, I don't know, y'all. This is just so strange and disturbing that this dude was doing a dead deer. Man, I ain't got nothing more to say. This is going to be a short video, y'all. I gotta go take a walk around the block and reflect after delivering the story because I don't know what to say, man. I just don't know what to say. I remember going to South Carolina during deer mating season and how many dead deer I saw on side the road. And I couldn't even look at it because it was so terrifying and disgusting to see those deer on side the road smashed from vehicles that I was trying to avoid looking at them. This dude wasn't just not looking at them, but this dude got on top of them and went to sticking him with his, Man, give me a like and subscribe to the Pen and the Shank, the most unusual and unique crime and prison channel experience on YouTube. Man, poor deers.